the wreckage from plane crashes to try and determine what happened. The Vic was in charge of their highest priority investigation at the moment. Gone through the victim's computer, and his case notes indicate he was selling secrets. Idiot kept records. Scientists don't make good criminals. Tell me about it. Some runner like you probably offed him to cover up his court master's involvement and tried to make it look like a Ripper killing. Here's the office key. Check it out for yourself if you want. This appears to be the victim's locker. The door is slightly ajar. Inside you see several of the dead man's personal items. Toothbrush. Inspect the comb. The comb is black plastic and has some wiry gray hair stuck to it. Not for sure how that... Oh, sorry about that little hiccup there. Had to let the dog out. The researchers' work cyber terminal has been left on, presumably by the Lone Star investigators. Case file 95. Case file 95, Federated Boeing jetliner. Plane had several mechanical issues resulting in a mayday at 3:04. Pilot reported that the altimeter was reading in the negative values. The co-pilot takes over the controls as the pilot leaves the cabin to investigate the rear of the plane. 2:58, the pilot cannot be contacted or located by a plane steward. Co-pilot radios in a mayday. Plane crashes into an empty field in western North Dakota. Wow. Pratt & Whitney's unmanned IDN 327 redacted. This file has been corrupted. Researchers' private notes. The notes that appear on screen pertain to case number 96, the crash of an Ares jetliner near the UCAS and Sioux Nation border. The crash is reportedly the results of an equipment failure. Reading further into the investigators' notes, however, you find substantial evidence linking the crash to an experimental Renraku research initiative. This information can be worth a great deal to the right buyer. Interesting. Oh, just stand right on that arm. That's okay. Yvonne, surprised to see you here. Let me guess. Officer Aguirre tipped you off. Suppose you must have made an impression on him at the market yesterday. Or your creds did, at any rate. Anyway, surprise, we've got another Ripper victim on our hands. You look like you've been putting in some overtime, Dresden. What can you tell me about the victim? The victim's male, mixed Native American descent, age 38. Based on the condition of the body, looks like he was killed around 2 in the morning. And yes, I'm a little tired. Bodies have been piling up like cordwood, it seems. Cause of death, unknown. Several internal organs were removed from his body after death, quite gruesomely. I'm not sure if the killer even knew what they wanted before they started cutting. Not much else to tell yet, really. It does have a lot of pre-existing scar tissue, so he probably had a major surgery at some point in recent history. Unfortunately, with the organs gone, I can't determine the nature of the surgery. Any idea what organ the Ripper was after? Well, the killer definitely took the lungs. The more I look at it, though, the other missing organs may just be eviscerated within the chest cavity. McGuire would love to solve it before McCluskey and get his gold detective shield. Plus, he'd love to see McCluskey suck it in front of his superiors. He's already tried to bribe me to keep information from McCluskey and slip it to him. I'm inspired by their tireless pursuit of justice. Did you take the money? He grins from ear to ear. Do you have any idea how much this job pays these days, ma'am? I don't think Aguirre's officer salary is going to do much to seduce me into helping him. Is McCluskey getting any closer to a suspect? McCluskey couldn't find his ass with both hands. And don't tell him I said that either. Any theories? Sorry, I don't do theories. I'm just assigned to... see, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway. However, while there was massive damage to the chest cavity, I can see that the victim's lungs were transplants, which is interesting, since another victim's missing heart was also a transplant. Granted, modern medicine has made organ transplant relatively easy, but it is an odd coincidence. But as a scientist, it's just that, a coincidence. This is only the third body I've personally examined. One of our other branch managers handled the other two. If I find any more of the victims had organ transplants, I'll let you know. Who's that woman? No clue. She just showed up next of kin, I think. Alright, I'll snoop. Shannon Hafska. You're not a cop. I'm independent. See, you've been praying. Do you know this deceased? Yes, he's my older brother. I've asked Bear to help me speak to him. She shakes her head, looking like one who has found herself lost for the first time in her life. But I'm afraid his spirit is too disoriented by his recent journey to answer me. Oh, you're a shaman? Yes, and for all the good it's doing me, if I could just make contact, I might be able to deliver justice and allow my brother's spirit to rest. Were there any other witnesses? Not as far as I can tell. Not among the living, anyway. Realization then dawns, bringing the light back to her eyes. But my brother's spirit may not be the only one here this night. She closes her eyes and concentrates, droning a low chant you barely hear. Yes, there are others, other spirits who may be of help. Her features harden in frustration, as if she's searching for something that remains elusive. Sighing, she opens her eyes and fixes you with a stare. But I can't do it alone. Well, what do you need? This warehouse contains the spirits of plane crash victims trapped between worlds. They wish to help, they wish to be heard, and I think we have something to say about my brother's murder. Lone Star won't let me in there, but you seem to have the run of the place. If you can find personal items that belong to the victims, I believe I can summon a spirit to speak with us. I'll need at least 2 objects. Can you find them for me? I'll do what I can. There's some way to get into that room, but I can't remember how to do it. Nothing. Oh wow. It's kind of creepy. There's a large pile of old shoes on the ground next to the airplane seats. They could be discarded luggage or possibly the shoes worn by the occupants of the plane at the time of the crash. Sorting through the shoes, you realize that there are 3 shoes with no matching pair. A left blue sneaker, a right high heel pump, and a left black dress shoe. Inspect the dress shoe. This dress shoe is a black lace-up with a rubber sole. This pump is a department store knockoff of an Italian brand. It's otherwise unremarkable. The sneaker is a child's and has a musty, sweaty smell. Oddly, you get sort of a shock, as if from static electricity when you touch it. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. Oh, was that gunfire? It's hard to say whether this is a heap of items and refuse recovered from a plane crash, or simply trash that hasn't been taken out yet. Ugh. Sticky substance of some sort seems to have seeped through the trash pile, and your hands are quickly covered in the stuff. After searching for a minute, you unearth a handful of interesting items. An earring. The earring is made out of burnished steel, formed into the shape of a small salmon. An intense primal fear washes over it as you touch its surface. It must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. A dented tin lunchbox that's seen better days. You can barely make out the face of a grinning troll on the front. Surprisingly, the cred stick is still functional. You slide it into your PDA and 200 new yen is added to your account. Yay! We're corpse robbers, basically. Alright. So we found 2 haunted objects, so we can go back and talk to Shannon. Feels as though you found enough objects. Yeah. You hand her the objects you found. She closes her eyes and chants over them for a time. When her eyes open again, they're filled with tears. Thank you. These items are all I will need. It shouldn't take me long to. What the hell is all of this? Oh no. Officer Aguirre trails after the detective, only meeting your eyes for a moment. She's the victim's sister, sir. This is a crime scene, officer, not some Salish drum circle. Isn't it standard? That's her brother. It makes it her business. No, that's a corpse, which makes it my business. Now get the hell out. Come on, if we stay much longer, I'm liable to do something I'll regret. Or worse, something I'd enjoy. Ooh, 5 more karma. I really need to spend some karma. Okay. That man is an ass. She stares daggers at McCluskey from across the warehouse. But there's no helping it now. I should just be grateful that you were able to collect these items before those clods carted everything off. We still summon the spirit? Not from here, I'm afraid. Spirits such as these have domains to which they're anchored. We need to get back in there. Not looking good now, but do you have any plans for this evening? A little breaking and entering, perhaps, under cover of darkness. You sure you're up for this? It may be a rabbit hole, but I have to get to the bottom of it. Whatever your reasons, I thank you. Now, since we have the time, we should probably enlist some help. They may post security overnight. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say you know where to find the kinds of people we need. The best money can buy. Good. I'll put up the money, you find the bodies. She produces a fistful of crumpled new yen from inside a leather pouch and starts to count it out and then shoves the whole wad at you. Meet me back here at midnight. The spirits will be strong then. Yeah, I can't actually go in there now. As you start to leave the warehouse, your comlink chirps and the face of Coyote pops on the screen. She looks tense. Hoy, Yvonne. You in the middle of something? Yeah, same old thing. I hear you. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I was born in the Royale. BTL pushers like Stevie J ran the squats. Ran my world when I was growing up. Yeah, I remember. Whiz. I have a cousin, Gino, who's been missing for months now. He hit the sprawl about a year ago and immediately fell into with some tweakers, bad guys. They hooked him on high-amp dream chips and started using him for all sorts of dreck. I tried to help him, but he pushed me away. Then he disappeared. I've been shooting up BTL labs ever since trying to find him. I'm guessing you have a new lead. It's not a lead. Her face lights up. She's running hot. Has a serious edge. I know exactly where he is this time. Got an old friend who eyeballed him herself. I'm on my way. Paco's with me, but we could use another hand. You in? I need you right now. I'm working the Ripper thing. Oh gosh. See, I don't know if this actually like goes both ways. She Yeah, we'll go with her. I knew you'd come. I'll send you the address. See you soon. So we may have just inadvertently ended part of this storyline, but anyway. The cluster of dilapidated buildings where Coyote told you to meet her appears to be the remnants of a public housing project. The buildings look like a cesspool filled with human debris. You find her standing with Paco on a street corner eyeing the roofs, the doorways, the windows. Despite his attempts to engage her, Coyote barely says a word as the three of you weave your way through the tenements. She walks purposefully, her new cyber hand flexing open and closed with each step. It's unclear whether the action is voluntary or not. You circle around the back of a building and Coyote jumps up, grabs the bottom rung of a fire escape ladder and pulls it down. Without a signal, she starts her climb toward the roof. Paco looks at you worriedly and starts up the ladder. Oh. See, if you're going to be doing stuff like this, you got to go in with a level head. You can't go in all wired. Thanks for meeting us, Yvonne. I owe you one. Yeah, let's just get this done. She brightens. Oh, hey, listen, I got news for you. You know Sam's sister, Jessica? One of my contacts found her for me while you were on your way here. I called her and asked her to meet you at the Union later today. Hope that helps. Good job, thanks. At least I can do. Alright, let's get this done. My cousin Gino should be in one of the squats past that door up ahead. I hear there's a whole lab set up in there. From my experience, there's usually a lookout watching for cops outside and a guard at the door inside. Like I said, don't know how much firepower to expect, but these guys are nasty, so stay on guard. I just want to get in, grab Gino, and get out. Right behind you, babe. Let's do this. Yeah, I'm thinking being a straight-up decker, probably not the best choice for this game. Anyway, the orc looks twitchy, his eyes rolling in his head. He scans the three of you, looks past to see if there are any others, licks his lips, and nods throughout as if going through some internal checklist. Hoi hoi, how you doing? Good day for a trip, ain't it? She leans in and whispers in your ear. This guy's a clocker. Trades work time for chips. Part salesman, part lookout. Probably has a signal device for the guys inside. You want to go on a ride? What kind of rides can I go on? We got it all of it. We got it all. Yeah, what you want to do? You want to do some crime? You want to be bad? We can hook you up. You don't roll that way? Want to be a hero? Be a hero. We got fairy tale, Drek, Chummer's love, you name it. And you can slag and frag to your heart's content. That's the real thing, right? Slagging and fragging. Don't matter what the trip is, as long as there's slagging involved, right? You do snuff too, don't you? Maybe, for the right price. You can feel it. It's what it's like to die, what it's like to kill. Oh yeah, Chummer, oh yeah, better than life, definitely better. Dream chips, mind benders, sim sense without peak limits, high octane intensity. How's this place operate? How do I get in? That's the best part. It's a lab. They test the new stuff here, the hottest Drek. You can place a special order and they'll make it happen. You buy a pass card from the guy at the door. It'll get you in and out anytime you want. Then you can buy a beetle and slot right there. Our guys guard while you're chipping. Safest way, Chummer, safest way. Don't you think you're hurting people selling them this Drek? You want to step back off of that? You want to step way the hell back? This is sprawl biz, Chummer. It's the biz of the people, and by the people, and it's for the fragging people. So slide off with that unless you're looking to get hurt. Stepping back, I just want to go in and see for myself. Alright then, alright, good. Go on in and see my boy Charlie. He'll set you up with the pass card. You see Charlie. At least we didn't have to kill him. Yet. The sinless are free, ancients, always watching. There's Charlie.